Working out with a full-time 9 to 5 job is pretty much the biggest obstacle that most people face when it comes to fitness. It's the excuse that always pops up, the resistance that you feel that always comes up when you think about starting your fitness journey. You might be in school or university or whatever, but the same thing applies. You ask yourself, do you really have the time to be in full education or full-time employment and build your dream body? Now, of course, that's not really the question that you should be asking yourself. You do have the time. Plenty of other people have done it. I've done it. I used to work 9-hour shifts with over an hour commute each way. I'd get up at 5:10 in the morning for a 7 a.m. start and not get back until 5 p.m. Factoring in 8 hours for sleep, and that left me with only 4 hours of free time. I told myself so many times that I didn't have time to work out. I needed to go home and relax. I needed to go home and play video games or watch Netflix or binge YouTube. And so the gym just didn't fit into my schedule, and you've probably told yourself the same things. I'm calling out your excuses, just like I called out my own for what they are, excuses, and you're probably not going to like that. You probably think you're justified in how you feel, and even if deep down you know that it really isn't a matter of time, it's a matter of how much you want to do it and what you want to do with your time, you've been convincing yourself for years that you don't have enough time, and letting that thought go and seeing them as the excuses that they are is quite painful and quite difficult, especially when it's somebody else telling you that. Step one then is to man up and admit that it's not about time at all. It's all about your mentality. Even if you just had 2 hours of free time a day, that's still enough time to work out. You still have other responsibilities to do, like eat, shower, sleep, spend time with your family and friends. Sure, I get it. My brain used those too as excuses to stop me from working out. But if you ever want to build your dream body, you have to accept that these barriers that are stopping you are a choice. And because they're a choice, you have control over whether or not to let yourself get stuck behind these barriers or to push forward and break through them. I hope you can be humble enough to accept that and choose option number 2. It took me a long time to see through that and accept it myself, but I don't regret doing that at all. If you're still having trouble overcoming this lazy part of your brain, then you can use the kind of trick that I use myself that flipped around and reversed the way that I thought about my free time. The number one excuse that you're most likely using right now is that you want to go home and relax after you've finished work or finished school, and you're still viewing the gym and working out as something that will take away from your happiness. If this sounds like you, and it most likely is, you can do a little thought experiment where you think of the free time that you would lose from going to the gym and really be critical of it and think about how happy and fulfilled it's actually making you. Chances are you'll be like me and find that it's actually pretty boring and unfulfilling instead. You'll realize that the 60 to 90 minutes of extra free time you have from not going to the gym really isn't that special at all. You'll rush home as quick as you can to sit in front of your computer and scroll on your Steam library for the entire time, or hop from YouTube video to YouTube video, barely paying attention, mouth breathing and, not even enjoying yourself. And by the time that you could have been just coming home from the gym after crushing a brutal hard workout and feeling really rewarded, you just end up being disappointed and unfulfilled instead, and wishing that you had done something with your time. This cycle repeated itself for me for years and years, for so long. I wanted so badly to build my dream body, but I kept overestimating what it is that I'd be sacrificing by going to the gym, and thinking that I'd be losing out on so much when in reality I was losing out on nothing. Once you accept this, everything becomes so much easier, trust me. You stop separating your free time and your gym time and start seeing them as one and the same thing. Better yet, the longer you go to the gym, you'll actually find out that it starts to become more enjoyable than relaxing at home and playing video games it could ever hope to be. And I'm not BSing you and saying something that I don't believe in or haven't experienced. The gym and working out is legitimately the most fun part of my day. I'm actually kind of mad that resting and not working out is part of working out, because if it wasn't, I'd be in the gym 2, 3, 4 times as much as I am now. If I didn't have to rest, I'd be there all the time. This is like 99% of the work. Understanding that lack of time is no excuse at all. It's just a lazy part of your brain that's trying to convince you is the reason. Instead, it's your fear of losing out on whatever else you'd be spending your time on. And understanding that what you currently spend your time on is at best, mildly entertaining or just kind of neutral, and at worst soul-destroying and anxiety-inducing, you'll be able to break through this excuse and see that it's complete rubbish. For that other 1%, there are a couple of tips that helped me, and I'll share those with you as well. Despite overcoming the excuse that I just mentioned, I knew that if I finished work and came straight home, it would be so much harder for me to get up and leave the house and go to the gym. I'd sit down, get comfy, and as you probably know, as soon as you put your ass on the couch, it's so much harder to get back up and actually do something productive. Seriously, don't underestimate the power of inertia. If you stop moving, the energy and the effort and the mental willpower required to get yourself moving again is so much greater than if you just didn't stop. So what did I do? Simple, I took my gym kit with me when I went out. This can be for work, the office like it was for me, or school or your class if you're still in education. Whichever it is, take your gym kit with you and do not go home first. As soon as you finish, go straight to the gym, do not go home. Don't even dip your toe into relaxation mode because you will not be able to pull yourself out of it. You do not have the discipline. If you work from home, this can be trickier, but there's one thing you can do. As soon as the clock hits 5 or whatever time you finish, immediately go and either change into your gym kit or have your gym bag prepared already. Grab that and go out. Don't transition from work mode to relaxation mode and trust yourself to then transition back into workout mode. It's not going to happen. Don't let that transition happen. Go straight from work to workout and completely eliminate relaxation in the middle. My other tip, and this applies to things other than the gym as well, but it's also important here, is to stop waiting for the right time or the perfect time to work out. Maybe at work it's really busy right now, and so you think, I'll finish my current project because afterwards I'll be more energized and more focused and ready to work out. Maybe it's exam season and you want to get over the stress and the anxiety of your grades before you start going to the gym. The thing you have to realize is that there will always be a better time to start. There will always be that one perfect reason, that one amazing excuse that your brain will pick out to tell you why now is not a good time. And the thing is that when that better time does come around, suddenly there's another reason why it's not the right time, and another reason why there is another better time to start, and the cycle repeats itself forever. See this for what it truly is, your brain trying to get you to stay comfortable. Understand that it's been making you feel guilty, miserable, and unfulfilled for years, and that it's no longer a voice that you can afford to listen to. The best time to start is, and always will be, now. So turn your one day into day one today. Thanks very much for watching. This is a topic really near and dear to my heart, and I know the transition from working to working out is doable. I went through it myself, and all you have to do is change your mindset. It's really that easy. You don't have an excuse, you're just scared. Push through that fear. Missing out on video games and YouTube is not a big deal, and your life will be changed. If you've resonated with what I've said and feel like you can benefit from somebody who's probably gone through a lot of what you've gone through and come out the other side, then subscribe and hit the notification bell to find out when another video drops on this channel. And like the video if it helps too, everything to support that algorithm. Until then though, my name's Dan, and remember, always keep on smiling.